Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Makara. Today we're talking about something very important, balancing or harmonizing your cockiness with your empathy, okay? Very, very important topic. Now, I want you to start to understand that if a lot of people are saying, oh, you're egotistical, or you don't care about others, you're just always caring about yourself, oftentimes it can be a projection of themselves because they weren't free to do what you're doing currently. So if you're making a lot of money, they probably don't have the ability to make a lot of money. Or if you are attracting a lot of women and so forth, maybe they don't have the capacity or the capability to do that. So they might be projecting onto you. So that's just number one. That's one thing to understand, because it's only cocky if you're not helping them. Think about this. If they're not getting help from that energy of arrogance, whatever you want to call it. I think arrogance is not core confidence or godfidence, because it does not fully align towards your highest self. But what if you and your higher self were one, okay? And you understood that you could bring it down. That way you would be cocky all day, every day, right? You would amplify and access that strength. So I have the cockiness, but I also have the empathy to understand somebody else's reality. I can step into their shoes and speak to them in their world, okay? So if somebody else is coming from the world of Narnia, I can enter Narnia and have a conversation with them there and safely come back into my own internal world again in order to reconvene, reconnect, replenish, and understand that I am the generator of these energies. So generator, operator, destroyer, right? So that's G-O-D, okay? That's the energy of the universe itself. If you understand this way, you can also introduce this into your affirmations. I was watching this show the other day, Inside Job. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that on Netflix. It's like a animated cartoon, and they make fun of a lot of the conspiracy theories and so forth. And a lot of them, man, it's like, whoa, you kind of start getting insights into it. Like, how do they know this? Or what if they've been researching, you know, to find out about this? Because this is stuff that you see in a lot of conspiracy circles, right? But yeah, one episode where Keanu Reeves is like a vampire, like he's getting like some life force from this source or whatever, the Hollywood vampires or whatever. And they capture him, and, you know, Reagan, the main character chick or whatever, she holds up a cross. And a very interesting scene, I'll come back to this, right? Very interesting scene is where she holds up the cross, and you would think that a vampire would react to it. But instead, Keanu goes, you know what? That doesn't affect me. You know why? Because I'm a pan-dimensional Buddhist, okay? Pan-dimensional, what does that even mean, right? Across all dimensions, okay? So what if you introduced in your affirmations that I am the most successful, I am the most seductive, I'm the most whatever, right? You fill in the blanks. I'm the most charismatic, the most high libido, okay? Whatever it is that you need to work on, you amplify that and you say that to yourself, but then you say across all timelines, across all dimensions, across all galaxies, across all universes, across all realms, right? Why are you saying this? Because it's not only pinpointing it towards one physical reality. You are now setting affirmations which are becoming metaphysical, therefore converting it into a mantra. You see, a mantra affects the metaphysical, an affirmation affects the physical. So what are we really doing with this? We are making the physical metaphysical by saying, I am the most confident in all dimensions, across all timelines and different galaxies. Every single parallel version of me is getting a taste of these affirmations. You see what I'm saying? And this idea actually also transcends into a concept called quantum K. So if you've ever struggled and, you know, gone through some resistance with a particular person, or you're having animosity or hostility from them and so forth, you need to reconcile that energy, right? I love you, please forgive me, thank you, and I'm sorry. That saying that over and over and over again cleanses you and the person, right? So you can only heal yourself to heal others. So you've got to come back to that understanding. And this is why at Primal Sutra, we help you to heal, but then we also give you the tech to heal others. You become the medicine man or the medicine woman of your tribe. Okay, and that's what we really want you to see you do at your greatest self, at your greatest capacity, where you are this cocky self, you're free with it, and you're not projecting that cockiness, and it's not this corrupted cockiness. It comes from the source, right? It's an aligned cockiness, because that level of getting to the top or reaching your best self, it's helping others, and you're helping to raise others up with your frequency and energy. They have to catch up and match up to your level. You don't have to constantly keep putting yourself down, making yourself smaller, shrinking yourself and your power in order to get along with others around you. No, they have to match you. They have to get up to your level. So you keep going at your pace, at your frequency. And you make sure that no matter what, you still love you, right? Without any exceptions. Because if you're like, I can only love myself in these particular circumstances, but when I'm not doing well, I'm gonna hate on myself. That's not the way that you wanna set up this positive upward spiral relationship with yourself. Okay, we are the upward spiral gang, remember? So we're constantly refining and fine-tuning this aspect of our lives. And so on one side, I understand that, hey, I gotta start my conversation off with cockiness. Why? Because I know me, okay? I know me the best. Nobody else knows me like I know me. Somebody else isn't going to point fingers and be like, you're like this and you're like that, and you should be a little bit more like this. So from the outside world, they're seeing something, but they're not understanding your internal world, you see? So you got to display the type of person that you would rather be on the outside world as well as the inside world. And that comes through body language, that comes through holding yourself much more positively, confidently, but more fluid, not so rigid and stiff, right? Like a lot of people, they try to be tough and then they become rigid. Okay, no, remain tough, but remain pure, okay? Remain graceful, okay? Don't make that toughness a mask or an exterior shell, more so make it a part of your inner beingness. That toughness I can step into. I can dominate using this energy and high frequency. Okay, and I'm also submitting to it at the same time, right? I am submitting to the higher power. Okay, so I'm humble before God, arrogant towards the world. Okay, that's the understanding. And if you are a chosen one, you're on this particular channel for a reason. You understand this about you. Okay, you know you're not a narcissist. You're secretly an empath. Okay, you know that you have a certain aspect of you that really wants to help others. And you know it, I know it, we both know it, okay? We both know it. Okay, was there a Drake song like that? We both know it, okay? But yeah, it's like, let's not hide from the truth anymore. You get what I mean? We know our best selves. We've come to taste it and experience it and see from it and breathe from it and hear from that frequency or that level of ours in our own. And guess what? It's a mental level. And guess what? It's a mental level, right? So you are trying to mentally create these circumstances, whereas you just need to be you. Period. Point blank. Unapologetically yourself, but at the same time having the empathy to connect with others and make other people's experiences relevant to yours. That's a relationship. You're relating to somebody else. You're not unrelating to other people. Right, you're not only talking about your reality and my thing and my this and my that, right? Then you're getting into this corrupt cockiness that a lot of people, that leads to hubris, which leads to downfall. But I'm saying this is a cockiness that allows you to have freedom and experience the different facets of life, right? There's different levels of life, mental, emotional, physical, romantic, whatever it is. There's so many elements and aspects of life, and you're able to touch all of them through across dimensions at the best. And that's what peak performance is in my world. It's pan-dimensional, okay? It's not just in one dimension you're crushing it. You're crushing it across all timelines. In your own way, in your own frequency. And you become the one who summons all other versions of you to raise up with your frequency. And this is how you combine the cockiness with the empathy, because you start to understand, yes, I'm connected to myself and the source, which is giving me high levels of confidence or godfidence, but at the same time, that can transfer on to others, and I can understand and experience other people's experience. They are a divine or a divine goddess. If I look at them, this has changed my relationships, guys. You know, because what do? We judge people. Oh, that person has acne, or their hair is balding, or oh, they have a flat chin or something like this. Like silly comments, right? That have nothing to do with the person's intelligence or their character or anything like that. We don't know them at their god or goddess form because we're not talking to them at their best self. We're not talking to people to see in them the god or goddess that you can see. What if you were talking to your dad and you saw him as like Zeus or Thor or Apollo? You would have a different conversation with that man. I'm guaranteeing you this. But right now in your eyes, there's a skewed image, a version of him that you don't respect maybe, or you see him as a villain, or you see him as in a very specific perception of you, okay? But you need to change that. You need to alter the perception that only pureness and good energy is around you. That will be protective towards you as well. So your entire tribe is pure. Imagine that. All the purity around all of the tribe gets you to ascend to a new level, okay? This darkness cannot be around the light. With the darkness, when the light shines, the darkness goes, oh wait, but I'm missing that, and I'm not having that, and that guy has pointed out that I'm also like that, and if I don't, so that's what the energy, this kind of demonic spirit, you could call it, goes inwards, and they get worried about the body and how it is and how beautiful it is, and it doesn't, you see what I mean? It goes into a superficial 3D lens, rather than experiencing the soul candy that is every individual. That I understand, right? Yeah, maybe there's snot coming out of their mouth, they're dribbling out of one side of their face or whatever, right? You go, oh man, but then I also know them as the powerful man or woman that they are. And I know that they have their power within them. They've had that power at one point in their lives. And at this point of their life, they don't have access to that power. So what am I doing? I'm just reminding them of their power. So if I remain my most best self around others, it will activate the true gods who know that they are meant to be here to activate and accelerate that energy. Not keep it, locked in. Okay? So I got to get going, guys. Okay? Busy day today, but I just wanted to make this video for you guys. Very powerful. So understand, you got to have empathy, step into other people's shoes. Have that kindness, but at the same time, maintain the sovereignty, the sense of cockiness. You know yourself better than anybody, man. I'm not here to sit you and here to tell you about what you are going to do with your life, because you know yourself, man. You know what you're going to do. Now it's just about doing it, leaning into it. We got this, you got this. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. May the flow be with you. Us.